This episode of The Modern Rogue brought to you by Roan.
Go to roan.com/rogue and get 20% off your first purchase.
Yeah, save money, keep us in business, look like a boss. Okay, so if both of us face the mirror at the same time, and you chant Bloody Mary, and I chant Candyman...
Then they fight!
Yes! This is brilliant! Blood powers activate, and he's like, B power activate. And then, oh, here's what it is. Okay. So you got the one, and then you got the other, and then you realize we're creating a mirror cinematic universe, and they all have to come together to defeat...
I got nothing. I was literally going, don't say Pat Sajak, don't say Pat Sajak.
Do you remember when you first heard the legend of Bloody Mary?
Oh man, I was probably like 10 or 11 years old, something like that.
I think I was a little bit younger, maybe 8 years old. What's funny is I heard two legends simultaneously. One was the Bloody Mary classic legend, but the other one was Green Axe. Like, you just stare into the mirror and say, Green Axe, Green Axe. And in my mind, they were like the members of the Super Friends. They might as well have been...
Green Axe and Bloody Mary?
Yeah, right?
The worst Super Friends ever.
I mean, the one leads to the other, I guess. You chop something with your green axe.
Well, part of the whole Bloody Mary myth is the myth behind it. That's what makes it so effective,
This
right?
is what's so shocking to me, is how little people, historians, folklorists, really know about the origins of where Bloody Mary come from. What, back in the 1970s is when people first started investigating this?
It had been around since before then, but everyone says, oh no, it's Elizabeth Bathory, or it's
Mary Queen of Scots.
Queen of Scots, or it's Mary Worth, someone who was executed for being a witch in the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, but they all have the same foundation. Number one, they all take place in the bathroom with the lights, I've heard, either off or very dim, involving you looking in the mirror. Of course, you know, we joked about the fact that Candyman appears to be some kind of gritty reboot of this legend, but you say the words over and over again, and then what happens?
You see Bloody Mary. She appears before you and she follows you around. She steals your soul. She haunts you until you can dispel her.
Touches your face.
Yeah, like a gross doctor, she comes at you.
So like a beady-eyed doctor.
Like a beady-eyed doctor.
Sometimes it's after a certain number of times of saying her name. Sometimes it's after water moves, so you turn on the sink or flush a toilet. Sometimes you have to say, I believe in you, or I killed your baby or something.
Now these are all of the trappings that prime you. They prepare you to see something, right? They're just setting the mood. None of these things actually matter.
Almost always, this begins by somebody explaining the legend, people deciding to try it, and it ends with somebody screaming and getting everybody to freak out.
Yeah, and everyone gets giddy and giggly and everything. And it's really just an optical illusion.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even know there was an optical illusion part of this. I thought it was all just the legend, getting everybody spooked, and then somebody shouts. But man, reading the legend on this, there's some weird Freudian stuff to the background of this.
Yes. Some people theorize that, because young girls do it, who are on the cusp of puberty, this is really just...
In the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
And it involves Bloody Mary, forgive me. I hate to say it, but that does kind of resonate. I wouldn't be surprised if that factors into the strength of the legend over time.
Yeah. One of the earliest things that they found that might be a predecessor to this was in the Victorian era, women would walk up a staircase backwards holding a candle, and once they got up to their parlor or whatever, where the standing mirror, much like this was, they would turn around and look into the mirror, and they were supposed to see the face of whoever they were to marry.
What? That's
Yeah.
creepy. Well, and I guess also the idea of the anticipation and waiting probably factors in as well.
Yeah, and you have to think about the mysticism that's been applied to mirrors throughout history. When people were ill or dying, loved ones would go through and cover all of the mirrors so that this sick person couldn't glance into the mirror and see their fetch coming to get them, or the Grim Reaper himself.
Ooh, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So all of that, much like any folklore or anything, it's all syncretism. We're gonna take a little bit of this, we're gonna take a little bit of this, and it's all going to come together into how we understand it now as the legend of Bloody Mary.
So we got the legend, we understand that. I understand getting everybody spooked and primed. What is the optical illusion and why does it work?
Not too long ago, someone from University of Urbino, Dr. Caputo, ran an experiment on Bloody Mary. And
They found her.
They found her?
They said, I can give you $50 and you'll get an easy A in psychology.
Yeah.
Come on over.
And then there's some videos I can show you. It's like the alien autopsy, but
There we go. So I assume they gathered a lot of people, they primed them with the legend, and then they did what? What were the test conditions we want to replicate?
they had a 25-watt bulb, so dimly lit room, got a 25-watt bulb
and
there.
we had a brief terror moment where we weren't sure if this was LED or incandescent. We're going to assume it was an incandescent bulb, and that's what we got.
Yeah, and then they had people sitting 40 centimeters away from a mirror and summoning Bloody Mary.
Do we know if they had to say the words or not, or just stare?
I didn't find in the study if they actually said the words. Sometimes you spin around, if they flushed the toilet or ran the water
so
or anything.
What is it that's supposed to happen in the test conditions?
Well, what you're looking at is your own face, of course, but it's dimly lit, and you start to see a face in there that may not be your own.
And there's some amount of projection or distortion on there. To be honest, when I read the study, it reminded me of the celebrity face distortion thing. And I can't believe that you hadn't seen it when it made the rounds.
That was phenomenal. I can't believe how fast and effective it worked.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, right now we're gonna run it while we're talking about it. Look at the cross, everybody at home, and realize none of these images are photoshopped in any way. If you keep your eyes locked on that plus right there, everything looks more and more weird. And it's because the brain, number one, we crave seeing faces. To a baby, babies who recognize faces and smile and coo are much more likely to receive breast milk, to be nurtured, and grow up to reproduce. Whereas babies that don't recognize faces don't tend to make it that far. So as a result, we see faces everywhere. We see faces in wood, we see faces in clouds, we see faces in the freaking moon.
It's pareidolia.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
But the celebrity face distortion thing that you're talking about is an effect of Troxler fading, to where if you stare at a stationary point long enough, your brain starts to realize, oh, we don't need all this extraneous information, and so it starts to decay and fade away. But then, since your brain wants to see faces, it starts filling in the gaps, and so you end up with some horrific things. Now, in Dr. Caputo's study, we had people staring at those faces, and they were all overcome with a feeling of dissociative identity, that they weren't seeing themselves in that mirror.
All right, so 40 centimeters away, I assume we stay still and not, move, because if you're seeing yourself move, then I think that culturally you're gonna recognize the way you move.
Yeah, and plus the way Troxler's fading works is that you need to be focused on a stationary point.
Okay, and so I guess if we're gonna go all the way, we need to say something transgressive. We need to get ourselves, because part of this is freaking yourself out, and only you can give yourself over to your own terror to create those creepy demon-like images.
So what are we gonna say? We might as well dive head first into the myth, right?
You know that phrase that we've talked about before, I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm scared of them. 2 o'clock in the morning, try to get in that headspace. All right, you wanna go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. It seems entirely too bright, and I am highly skeptical in this moment, but I do know that there are some stage hypnosis tricks that you can do, because all hypnosis is self-hypnosis.
Okay.
So in your mind, whatever Bloody Mary means to you now, invent something scarier and truly try to conceive of it. And as you say the words Bloody Mary over and over and over again, try to lose yourself in a rhythm. I guess at that point, what, you're just looking at yourself the whole time?
Yeah. I'm gonna psych myself up, basically.
Right.
I'm gonna immerse myself in the feeling. I'm gonna say the chant, I believe in Bloody Mary. I'm gonna take your advice, imagine something much more horrible than this cartoonish, blood-covered Carrie in the mirror.
Right. Oh, and I guess maybe take a moment and have your eyes closed,
Yep.
and then you could just tell me when it's go time, because I don't have any idea how long this takes or how severe the effect is or what.
Don't mess with me, right?
Oh geez, I'm so glad that you said, because now I would never have thought of you messing with me, but now I know that's.
Oh, I ruined it then.
I will not mess with you.
Okay. If I start bleeding, keep rolling. Bloody Mary is a shambling mound of roadkill. Like a Thanksgiving turkey, mostly stripped to the bone, but with fat and gristle hanging off, along with her stringy hair and bony long fingers. I believe in Bloody Mary. I believe in Bloody Mary. I believe in Bloody Mary. Wow, Okay.
What?
Yeah, that's freaky.
Should I even hear?
I don't know. I mean,
Should I just do it?
I don't
and
want to
then-
poison you. It's
Yeah,
weird.
okay.
It's weird.
But a thing happened though.
absolutely a thing happened. It's, yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. Here, I'll try it, and then we'll talk about it.
Think Gansfeld effect.
Yeah. Which
And behave in that way.
Okay. All right. So I remember in Gansfeld it was important. Stillness mattered, and as something started to happen, I didn't resist it. Right?
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
didn't dart my eyes around or whatever.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Stay focused, don't move.
Okay. So my Bloody Mary, I'm gonna picture something closer to the xenomorph. Something alien and insectile. That's what it is. I'm gonna think of something insectoid and a red demon. Okay. I believe in Bloody Mary. 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 It almost happened. It was like I could see my eyebrows getting darker, and then the moment I felt it, I ruined it. Okay.
Yeah, try again.
Can I try without talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just focus.
Oh Christ. Okay. No, there was definitely a strong sense
That it wasn't you.
Well, that at any moment it was gonna leap through the f***ing glass.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try wearing a more pleasant expression because I'm doing an evil face.
I'm sure a big smile will work great.
Oh God, I can't. All right. Okay, that was even weirder because I felt a full-on disconnect. I think what happened was I tried to smile wider in my heart and in my mind. That face didn't smile any wider, and all of a sudden, oh, good golly, that's
My
amazing.
features went away, my head shrank, my eyes had sunken into where they were empty, small, tiny sockets. It was almost like there was a moment where I had realized that I had been replaced.
It is a very stark, very fast phenomenon. All right, do it. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Okay.
I want you to scare me at some point. Get back here where I can't see you. I am not gonna talk. I'm just gonna have terrible thoughts and stare at myself. Not bad. Not bad. But I did notice something else that last time. I noticed that it wasn't just if my eyes flickered at all, it was also if my face moved and I didn't see it over there, it broke the illusion just a little. All right, so it worked. How does it rank compared to stuff like the Ouija board, the Gansfeld effect, or the time we explored the haunted house?
Oh, for me, I'm gonna say that as far as creepiness goes, this one's at the top because it was much more effective and we really set the mood pretty well, I think. And that's key to it working, but you don't need it to do that.
Oh yeah, no, just staring at yourself. I mean, I don't know what it is about my subconscious that makes me want to turn that guy into an evil person, but it's a highly recommended experience just to understand your own psychology.
Yeah, you can do it without making it all spooky, but I recommend you make it all spooky.
Make it very spooky.
And now imagine that you really believe that something like that is possible.
I mean, look, if it worked already like this, you know what? Turns out I do believe. I believe in Bloody Mary. Here, toast me. We're on Scam Nation. Is it just me, man? But like, I'm constantly afraid that I'm dressing myself like an idiot, said the guy who wears flip-flops with jeans all the time.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I still don't know how to dress myself. I actually still walk in a store, stare at a mannequin and go, I guess I should do that.
What I want is the confidence of knowing that I'm buying apparel that's going to outwardly express the idea that, hey, I'm a badass who knows what I'm doing. Question mark? Roan has figured it out.
Oh my gosh, for the longest time, the only pair of tennis shoes that I had were the ones that I used to mow the lawn. Thank you, Roan.
Yeah.
Check it out.
They do match nicely with your jack-o'-lantern socks.
It's festive. It's the holiday season.
Fine. Look, here's
Best
the
part of the
important
year.
part. If you want to look like a boss who's on the move, if you want to wear the clothes that exude the quiet confidence of a CEO, then you got to go to our friends over at Roan.
Does it say CEO? No.
Roan.com/rogue.
I gotta get a CEO pose.
Get a big old fat discount. Keep us in business. Look incredible. I still wear my pullover all the time. Every time I order from Roan, it is a total treat.
Do you look like a CEO when you have the pullover on?
The worst part is I am a CEO.
You kind of look like a CEO. Not a powerful one, though. You should wear your own. It'll give you power.
Too on the nose. Too real. Too real for this ad read. You do look like
Today's
a
episode is
CEO.
brought to you by imposter syndrome.
Setting up the MCU, the Mirror Cinematic Universe.
Michael Jackson.
The man in the mirror, that's who they fight. God damn it. God damn it.
Too late.